Hi guys, Neil at Italia Autos here. Welcome back to another video. In this one I'm going to be giving you my top tips for changing the cam belt on a busso engine. When removing and refitting the intake manifold, it makes life a lot easier if you leave these trumpets loose at the bottom on the connections so they can wobble around a little bit. So then you're not faffing around trying to push the rubbers out the way to get everything to line up. Start over this side here and just move them all into line one by one. They're all roughly lined up, you can get them all on and then tighten everything back down. When you're doing the cam belt and you are having to remove these three covers, the top tip to give you better access to remove the water pump is to undo the three 13mm bolts on top of this mount here. Support the engine from underneath first, of course, and then undo this bolt down here and put a spanner on the top here, and you can then remove this engine mount, and that will then give you better access to these three bolts. You'll also probably want to remove this as well. Finding top dead center, what we are looking for is getting the piston to the top of the cylinder on number one stroke. So what we need to do is put your gauge in. Some people can just stick a screwdriver down the slot or something like that, but you do ideally need to use a dial gauge. And what we're looking for, let's just turn that back a little bit, is for when the dial stops rotating. When the piston gets to the top, there's a few hundredths of a millionth, billionth degrees where the piston will be at the top and it won't be going up and it won't be going down. That's the point we need to find. So we just rotate the gauge bit by bit. As you can see, you'll see it go around and then it'll stop there and then start going back down again. So keep turning it slowly. And there we go. That is top dead center, just at the point before it starts going down and just as it stopped going up. I have had to make my own tensioner. I have removed the old tensioner and taken this back plate off, welded two screws through it and welded a handle to it. It is a little bit too short to get the leverage on it, but it is the right size so I can put a metal bar through it and tension it up. Now what we're looking to do is to get that arrow down to that line. So pop your tensioner on it, move the tension around to the right point. Once it's there, we can tighten up the tension arm. And that is how you tension the belt. And now the routing of the auxiliary belt, it's quite a complicated one to figure out if you haven't got a map. I still get confused over it nowadays. In fact, the last cut I did of this, I got it wrong myself, so I had to re-edit the video. Now it goes over the top of the power steering pump, which is up there, and then it goes underneath the aircon pulley, and then it goes above this pulley, underneath here, all the way round over the tensioner, around under the water pump, on top of that pulley, around the alternator, and then over the top of the water pump. When reconnecting your coil packs and injectors, just in case you forgot where they are all normally numbered either with a bit of tape or a little bit of plastic on the end. As you can see, that is number one. So number one piston. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we've got number 1 here, number 2 there, and number 3 is already on there, and number 6 should be here, and it is. So we now just need to find number 5. So that should be number 4, which it is. So there we go. We know all the injectors are in the right spot. It is very easy to get coil pack number 2 and number 3 the wrong way round. So do make sure that you can see the numbers before you take them off. If you can't see the numbers, just mark them with a little bit of marker. Now, one of the first jobs you have to do on a V6 cam belt is remove this pulley, and it can be very troublesome indeed, mainly because of a build-up of rust around the outside of the pulley, which means that the 41mm socket gets caught mainly around here, and it just doesn't, you can't spin it, it just gets stuck. So what you need to do is get a grinder with a wire wheel attachment or a wire brush, give in there a very good clean, and it also helps with a little spray of WD-40 to keep things moving. And now hopefully it should come off relatively easily with the impact gun. And there we go, that's it removed. So there we go, they are my top tips for doing a cam belt change on a busso engine. If you've got any tips I've not mentioned, please let me know in the comments below. And as always in my videos now, if you've got this far through the video and you've not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button and don't forget to give it a like as well. So thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.